Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Kasey, and this week on Adapted Adventures, we are going to be talking about the process to get a new manual wheelchair. So Andrea and I have been looking at chairs for probably about a year and a half now that I've been doing some research. I've had the current chair that I'm in since we got married, so it's been 5 years, and that is actually the amount of time that insurance requires you to keep a chair before you're eligible to get a new one. If you switch insurances, you can usually get away with getting one sooner, but if you stick with the same one, or if you have Medicare, it's every 5 years. So since we've hit that limit, it's time for a new chair. This one's pretty beat up. My measurements haven't changed much, but I do definitely want to try some different things. And like I said, I've had to weld this one a couple times, so it's just time for a new one. So here in the US, it is about a four-step process that does usually take a little while, between 2 to 3 months. And that four-step process is required by most insurances, and I think even by law now, or if you have Medicare, it's required by Medicare. So the four-step process and the team you kind of meet with in order to go from looking into getting a new chair into finally getting the final product is, first you have to meet with your doctor, whether it's your primary care or PM&R, which is physical medicine and rehabilitation doctor. So you meet with them first, and they're going to discuss with you kind of an overall view of what your needs are, what your living situation is like, what your everyday activities are, and then they'll actually write the prescription for you to get a new chair. So you get a prescription just like you would for a medicine, but they'll write you a prescription for a durable medical equipment and a new wheelchair. After you meet with your PM&R and they get you the prescription, then you're going to meet with two people. The first person is going to be an occupational therapist or a PT, or sometimes both. And then the second person is going to be the representative from a durable medical provider. So the occupational therapist or the physical therapist, they're going to be from a clinic or their own like a therapist clinic or a hospital. The DME provider is going to be a company that specifically is the one who does the ordering of the equipment for you. So for me, I'm going to go with New Motion. They have good reviews, and I've been really happy with the process so far. And so you meet with those two people. They talk a little bit more in depth with you on needs and more specifics about the chair. Like, I'm getting a manual chair, so we're talking a little bit about measurements and those types of things on what I want to get for this chair. And then your third step is then you meet with the DME provider rep, but then once you've picked out your manufacturer, whether it's going to be Quickie or Tie-Lite or anything like that, then you meet with the DME provider and a rep from that company, and with New Motion, they were actually nice enough. They came out and did a home visit with me, and I met with them, and they did the actual measurements where they measure every kind of little aspect of the chair to make sure that it's going to fit me, because it will be custom made for me. As we discussed, there was 4 main steps in the process, and there's a number of different people on the team that are helping me get my chair. So first is the PM&R, second is the occupational therapist, third is the DME provider rep, and their actual title is ATP, which I don't know what that stands for, but we'll find out, and it'll be down here. So, and then the fourth person is the manufacturer rep, and then fifth is me. So we're going to hear a little bit from my ATP, and the manufacturer rep on who they are and what they do.
Hi, my name is Marty Anderson. I'm an assistive technology professional for New Motion, and what my job entails is it's up to me to meet with a therapist and a client who is trying to get a wheelchair or other rehab equipment to discuss the needs of the client according to their diagnosis and daily struggles. We talk about what equipment would meet their needs to get them through their activities of daily living in the home or outside the home, what would improve their quality of life. And then I talk about the equipment that I should know about and be a professional about. We talk about all the makes, models, features, and we discuss the medical necessity of each of those. And then we try to get that approved through insurance with the help of a occupational therapist or a physical therapist. We run all those items through insurance to try to get approval by medically justifying them, and then we order the final equipment, do the fitting, and tweak anything we need at that point. And then the client would have that equipment for at least 5 years after that.
So my name is Dan Kelk. I am a territory sales manager for a company called Permobile. Permobile is a manufacturer of complex rehab equipment, power chairs, manual chairs, seating and positioning. So my role is to work directly with therapists, clients, and ATPs such as Marty Anderson, who you just met in the last video, to just kind of be the product expert on things. There's a lot of different things and a lot of different manufacturers. So my role is to just really have that intimate product knowledge to bring to the table to ultimately achieve the goals of the end user.
All right, so we're about 2 months into the process now, and so the first step in that process was I met with the P&R, and that was about 2 months ago. And then about 3 weeks ago, I did my appointment with the occupational therapist and the DME provider. And then today, we met with the DME provider and the rep from Tylite, and they fitted me, and we got all the specs that we want. And now the next step is them submitting that stuff. So I still don't have my chair. We're about 2 months in, and depending on how long that takes for insurance to decide what they have 30 days, insurance does, to decide what they are and aren't going to pay for, and then we'll go from there and getting the chair built. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it informative. I wanted to make this video because I know that dealing with all this stuff can be very daunting sometimes. So hopefully this might have shed some light on the process if you're new to it, or if you're just starting or looking into getting a new chair. If you have comments or questions, please go ahead and put those in the comments below, or feel free to shoot me an email, or you can slide into my DMs on Instagram. I'll do as much as I can to get you the information you need. I don't know as much about the process outside the US, but if you do have questions about this, I'll do my best to get you the questions, to answer the questions that you have. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you on the next Adapted Adventures.